So I am going to show some footage of my husband building a couple of garden benches for me. The first one is called a Leopold bench. It will be modified because we are going to put 2 boards along the back instead of just the one that they originally come with. So we are using 2x8x8 pressure treated pine, and if you're putting something outside in the elements, you want to make sure it's pressure treated. The measurements for the seat and the back are 48 inches, so you will only need 2 boards for the seat and the back. The other 2 boards will be for the legs. So you will use 1 board for the front legs that angle towards the back, and then another board for the shorter legs. So you will have some leftover wood from that piece of board. So the material you will need is a drill, a circular saw. You can also use a miter saw, which my husband does pull out and use eventually. A speed square, a tape measure, a pencil for marking, safety glasses, which I don't think he wore the entire time, and 2.5-inch exterior wood screws, along with the 2x8x8 pressure treated lumber. And then you cut the long legs to 38 inches. We need 2 of those. And then you will use your speed square and mark a 30-degree angle. And you can use your circular saw or miter saw to cut this angle. We're going to mark 30-degree angle at the top and the bottom of each of the 2 long legs. And right here he is just making sure, double checking that it is 38 inches from end to end. And now he pulled out his miter saw because the blade was getting dull on his circular saw. But as you can see, he's having a little bit of trouble with the miter saw too, because the blade is a little bit dull with the miter saw. It's just one of those days. So now we are cutting the other 30-degree angle on this second piece of long leg wood. Okay, so now we are back to the long leg, the angle that I was talking about earlier. So rather than leaving a long leg full at the top, we need to cut a taper at the top of the back. It looks nicer and it will create a correct angle. So you measure 21 inches up from the bottom, and then you measure 4.5 inches in at the top, and then you match. I guess you can take your straight edge and cut and draw a line and cut that off. Okay, I didn't get any footage of him cutting the shorter legs, but the measurements for the short legs are 19 inches long. And then you will cut 2 40-degree angles, and then the center, you will cut that piece at a 45-degree angle. The short leg that has the 40-degree angle cut will go on the bottom, and the 45-degree angle cut will be where the seat boards attach. Since this is his first time putting together this type of bench, he's doing a little bit of finagling here to figure out exactly how to do it. And because the instructions that we followed were a little difficult to understand, so here I am coming to the rescue to help hold this up so that he can see how this is going to look once we get it set up. We need to get these boards aligned perfectly, otherwise when we put the back and the seat on, it's not going to sit correctly. So you probably will need two extra hands to work with this and get this screwed together. And now it's time to attach the two backboards. Now the front seat board should have a 1.5 inch overhang. So the board he has in his hand is 1.5 inches. So he's using that for the measurement to make sure the overhang is correct. Now you don't have to do this part if you don't want to, but he wanted it to look more smooth, a more finished edge. So he's taken a circular saw and just cutting off this top edge. I did take the palm sander and I sanded all of this down and kind of got all those little wood pieces that were sticking out smoothed down. And I am going to stain this bench. I think I'm going to, he's so silly, look at him, he's throwing up his gang signs, he's so happy with it. I think I'm going to paint it a dark hunter green possibly, or maybe stain it the same shade as my greenhouse. I am not sure yet. I have to let the wood dry out before I can do anything with it. And since it's cold, it's the cold month right now, it may take quite a while for it to dry out enough for me to do anything with it. Alright, this is the second bench that I would like for him to make. It is a twin size metal headboard that I no longer use. So I asked him if he would use that for the backboard for another bench. Okay, for this project, I don't really have any measurements for this. It was kind of a recipe that he made himself. He does build a lot of things from scratch. So I basically just wanted to show this and as he's doing it and show the finished product. It turned out really pretty. So we did use pressure treated wood. Right here he's using 2x4s for the legs, and he cut those to be at an angle instead of straight up and down. And then the frame for the seat is 2x6x8 boards for, and those are deck boards, all pressure treated. So he had to come up with something in his head that he could attach the headboard to. And this is the design that he created. I'm also going to either paint or stain this, and I think what I'm going to do is stain the wood a kind of a mahogany shade. I think that would look really pretty against the cream colored metal headboard. And we had to drill holes into the metal footboard. We weren't going to originally use the footboard, but I decided I wanted to look more finished with arms. So he cut the footboard into two pieces using a handsaw and is now drilling holes through the metal to attach these to the headboard. And we used carriage bolts. I bought 2.5 inch carriage bolts to attach the arms to the back. All right, they are both finished except for the painting and staining, and right now I have this one sitting in front of my greenhouse. I did move it over slightly closer to the juniper, but I think I'm going to paint that maybe a green shade, a darker green. And we placed the metal headboard one back here behind my greenhouse and along a pathway that I created that goes down into a trail that goes to my secret garden door. But I think this is very pretty. It turned out really nice. There is a specific tool that you can use to cut out some scallop edging on the wood, but he didn't have one of those at the time, so it's just a squared off base. And I think it looks very pretty. Like I said, I'm going to probably stain it a mahogany shade. I think it would stand out really nice against that cream colored headboard. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Maybe this can give you some ideas on how you can add some interest into your garden. And if you have somebody that is very handy, maybe you can get somebody to build you a bench as well. Alright, you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching.